our neighbors to the north. In just a matter of weeks, Canada's so-called prime minister, wannabe little cowardly authoritarian dictator jackass Justin Trudeau, has single-handedly now upended civil liberties in order to squash what has been a peaceful protest, a real one, that he doesn't agree with. Trudeau once praised the violent BLM group, that group that said, what do we want dead cops, when do we want them now? And even, by the way, took a knee with them in 2020 in solidarity. But now he's treating peace-loving truckers in the Freedom Convoy like they're terrorists, literally, by freezing their bank accounts, threatening to seize their rigs, their livelihood, suspending, revoking their licenses, throwing them in jail, and threatening $100,000 fines that I doubt they're going to be able to pay. Now, listen to Justin Trudeau's Justice Minister, who is now threatening people on both sides of the border for merely donating to what he is calling a pro-Trump movement. They're blaming Trump for this? Take a look.
You just compare people who may have donated to this to the same people who are funding maybe a terrorist. I just want to be clear here, sir. This is really important. A lot of folks say, look, I just don't like your vaccine mandates and I donated to this. Now it's illegal. Should I be worried that the bank can freeze my account? What's your answer to that?
Well, I think if you are a member of a pro-Trump movement who's donating hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars to this kind of thing, then you ought to be worried.
Wow. Now, of course, that maniac is only following orders from Canada's little dictator, and the little dictator, meanwhile, claims he's treating protesters like terrorists for their own good to protect them from COVID-19. In reality, Trudeau just can't handle any dissent. Today, he actually accused a Jewish member of parliament of supporting Nazis because of her support for the Freedom Convoy. You can't make this up. Take a look.
Mr. Speaker, when did the Prime Minister lose his way? When did it happen?
Right, Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, Conservative Party members can stand with people who wave swastikas. They can stand with people who wave the Confederate flag. We will choose to stand with Canadians who deserve to be able to get to their jobs, to be able to get their lives back. These illegal protests need to stop, and they will, Mr. Speaker.
And the Conservative member of Parliament who Justin just smeared will be on the Ingram Angle tonight. You don't want to miss it. But you see anyone who disagrees with Justin, you're a racist, you're a Nazi, kind of like the Democratic Socialist playbook in America. And for a guy who frequently himself, oh, there he is, who dresses up in blackface, Justin Trudeau seems to know a thing or two about racism. And also seems to know a thing or two about far-left authoritarianism. Watch this.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China. Their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime.
Sure, that's what dictatorships can do. That's what a dictator does. Justin Trudeau, deep admiration for communist China, all right? He also has a deep admiration for the Castros in Cuba. Well, in 2016, after Fidel Castro died, Trudeau praised the evil communist dictator as a remarkable leader. This is a murdering dictator who stole people's land and led his entire country into misery and poverty. So watch out in Canada. Justin is now trying to bring that kind of remarkable leadership home to our neighbors in the north. Here with more, live from Ottawa, our Freedom Convoy truckers. Chris Barber is with us, along with fellow trucker Harold Jonker. Harold, good to have you back. All right, what do you make of the crackdown? Threatening to take your rigs, threatening to fine you $100,000, threatening to put you in jail, ruin your livelihood. I would assume that is probably a little concerning to all of you.
Yeah, it is. If Trudeau freezes any supporters or truck drivers' bank accounts, he'll be harming and attacking Canadian families across Canada and from every nationality. My wife, my 13 children, my dog, cat, and 15 chickens will not be able to pay the hydro, the heat bills, and won't be able to get groceries. He's not going after the truck drivers, but he's going after Canadian families, and that's pretty concerning that nobody else is calling them out on this. And the media here in Canada is quietly this as something that needs to be done. It's very concerning.
Well, I can tell you there are a lot of Americans supporting the efforts and the freedom movement there. Chris, let's get your take on it.
we're putting the call out today, Sean, for all Canadians to run for Ottawa here. We need help here. We need bodies. This government's out of control. It's lost reality with its Canadian people. Going after the Give, Send, Go funds now, and any financing is just plain wrong. This is hardworking Canadians' tax dollars that are going to fund this effort to support freedom.
Yeah, well, you do have a lot of support from your friends in America, that I can tell you, and you can see these movements now. We have a movement in America that's starting very soon. As long as you guys remain peaceful, you will keep the support of the people. That's my only admonition or warning to everybody, and don't let people infiltrate that may want to start trouble to make you guys look bad. Chris and Harold, thank you both. Here with more reaction, Fox News contributors Laura Trump, former Massachusetts Senator Scott Brown. One of the things that propelled your father-in-law to the presidency, Laura, was the support of hard-working, the people that make America great. It's the people, working Americans, blue-collar Americans that have been disregarded. They get mandates, their feelings are not counted, they get literally pushed to the side, they're overtaxed, they're overburdened with regulation, and they're sick of it. Very similar to me.
Yeah, absolutely. People want their voices heard, and thank you to those incredible truck drivers that you just had on. It's wonderful to see people standing up and standing strong and making their voices heard. You know, the problem that Justin Trudeau, the Canadian government by and large, and the mainstream media is having right now is they're trying to sell this as something that it's not. They've been trying to talk about these truck drivers as though they are terrorists. Meanwhile, the summer of 2020 riots, don't forget, were peaceful protests. So don't believe your lying eyes is essentially what they're telling us. But I agree with what you just said to them, Sean. It has to remain peaceful, and it has been totally peaceful. It would be a different story if there was violence, if they were harassing police officers, if there was destruction, you know, like burning down police precincts and government buildings and destroying small businesses. Oh, wait, that was the summer of 2020. Not this situation. It's been totally peaceful. My gosh, they have bouncy castles, they have giant Connect Fours out there. And today I saw a video of the truckers lined up singing "Oh Canada," waiting to shake the hands of and give hugs to police officers. So the problem is that they are remaining peaceful. This is a peaceful protest. This is what you do to make your voice heard. And we all know this is bigger than Canada. We all know this is bigger than a vaccine mandate. This is about freedom. Freedom in Canada, freedom in America, freedom in Australia, New Zealand, France, anywhere and everywhere where this authoritarian grip has felt like it is on all of our lives for the past 2 years. These truckers are standing the line for all of us, and kudos to them for doing it. And one more thing, Justin Trudeau not too long ago called this a minor insignificant group, so minor that he's got to take their fuel away, so minor apparently that he's stealing their money, harassing people that are donating money to them, and now obviously he has this emergency order in place. Well, let me tell you something, these truckers stay there and remain peaceful, they're going to win.
I agree with with all of that. Well said. Great monologue. Scott Brown, I'll go to you. I think one of the best things that ever happened to me in my life is I spent 2 decades of my life, working in restaurants, working in construction. The best lessons you can learn in life. We wouldn't have any product in any store unless it's brought there by a truck. They're such a pivotal part of our economy. And now they're using this sounding board, this moment, and they're fighting for a cause that I agree with Laura. It's about freedom. And it's now taken on a life of its own, and it's moved worldwide. Your thoughts?
Well, absolutely. I mean, Canada is my second favorite country. I've been there 30, 40, 50 times. And this trucker movement, the Freedom Convoy, is a long time coming. It's not just about a vaccine mandate. It's about being put down, looked down, frowned upon by the elites in Ottawa and in parts of Canada, and basically taking these salt-of-the-earth, hardworking people, as you just referenced, who are basically putting food on other people's tables, delivering goods to Canada and the United States. Hey, they have some concerns. So how about like sitting down with them, Mr. Trudeau, sit down with them and actually figure it out, instead of doing what China respectfully would do, or Russia would respectfully do, and taking away all their assets, going after their friends, their family, and the trucker, God bless him, 13 kids and 15 chickens. I mean, it's getting personal, and I agree with Laura, I agree with the truckers. Yeah, you guys stay peaceful, you know, you're gonna get more and more and more support, because guess what, this isn't going away. Because the basic fabric of what's happening here is the overreach of government, which is happening here in New Hampshire, in certain instances around the country, especially with the Biden administration, and also now in Canada, as Lara said, New Zealand, Australia, these countries that are once freedom-loving, it's a problem. We gotta get it together.
By the way, the better half of the Brown family is running for Congress in New Hampshire, and she will soon be a guest on this program one day. And we hope that Laura would be running for Senate in North Carolina, but I don't want to go down that road again and bring that up one more time. Anyway, thank you both.
No, you wouldn't want to bring that up again.